Hey, gang. Uh, Tried to stream a couple days ago. Ended up not doing it because my internet kept dropping. There was kind of a big snowstorm, so cold as fuck. There was work to do, and the internet kept dropping. I'm on a wired connection, so it was an actual thing throughout the whole house. Um, Anyways, we are now using the PC version. I got it working how we needed to, using program called DG Voodoo, which takes older DirectX versions and converts them into newer ones. So this will make a lot of old games run on your computer, I guess, on a new computer. I tried to use the same thing to fix up Soul Reaver 1, but I guess I set it up wrong. I don't know. It wasn't working out, and the game ran, but didn't run as I needed it to. No, I feel like if I tried again, we might have been able to play that with a bunch of improvements. The program's also upscaling the game's resolution to HD, so it looks a lot nicer than the PS2 version. However, a couple issues with this port. One, the menus, completely keyboard and mouse. I don't know why you take out your controller support, but you cannot use your controller in the menus. 2, left stick. Doesn't do a thing. Your camera is R and L. All the other buttons are remappable, but it's a weird control scheme. Like, even select is used the freaking block because they're so limited by not having that stick. So controls are booty in this version. Otherwise, it's all running fine. Took me about an hour to get back to this save point just outside the temple we were in. Mostly because the cutscenes are unskippable. I kind of just ran past everything. But I was kind of chopping up the old video to make it watchable during all that, so it wasn't too bad. Sorry, I went through this whole big rant. I tried to stream the other day. I'm mostly just trying to reiterate. I think that's all the important stuff. I talked about how I understand why they did the input system the way they did. Even in a modern game engine like Unity, it's all very rudimentary. Without extensive knowledge how a controller works, you can't set up triggers or sticks outside of the internal thing. No matter how much you wish you could override it.
There it is.
I kinda just stuck with it. We're actually coming out with an update soon, Unity specifically, to improve the control scheme, make it a lot easier to set up, especially if you're using multiple controllers. Right now it's a huge pain in the ass to do that. I think you'll see a lot more games with more than 4-player support when that happens. Oh, there's my dry version of what I said before.
Leading northward into the mountains. The opening, however, was obstructed.
I've seen
Too
this.
high for me to reach.
Can't see that.
Perhaps later I would find the means to bypass these obstacles.
Makes me feel bad. I was so lively when I said it the first time. If I cared more, I'd just edit in that part for the video version of this. I probably won't. Not like anybody heard it in the live version, or maybe I will. Maybe I will.
My lurking friend was nowhere to be seen, but I found these ruins even more intriguing. I recognized these arcane symbols from the chamber beneath the pillars, and realized that this shrine, too, was sealed to all but the bearer of the Reaver.
Sorry about that. You all have seen that before, but I didn't have the volume all the way up. So it was probably a bit too quiet for y'all. At like 68% before. Do I throw my weapon? I have to go into aim mode, yeah? I think I click and stick to it, and then turn my hand into a freaking bird claw and reach for the Y button while I'm still holding the stick in. I think it was originally on the right bumper, so it's by my own design. So shitty. There wasn't much I can do to make it workable. Like, I don't want freaking block to be on select. That's terrible. What can you do? Wait, key maybe. I've never actually used Joy Key, so I don't know if it would have the stick support either. Nom, 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 nom. Sounds like someone just dropped the bomb. You know, like the loud whistling and then boom. I can't whistle for my life, so I would have made the sound if I could. Best I can do is like make tea kettle sounds through my teeth. Like, y'all can't even hear it, it's too damn quiet.
Throughout this ancient shrine, murals depicted the winged race and the apocalyptic war against their mysterious and equally inhuman adversaries. These winged beings, it seemed, were not only the architects of the pillars, but of this enigmatic place as well. And just as in the pillars' chamber, this shrine was adorned throughout with imagery of the Reaver, depicted with the reverence of a holy icon.
Yeah. Does it really need to keep showing me that message? We've done enough fights. We're far out tutorial feel, I feel. Say murals on both sides, just in case. Hold on, hold on. Double tap, yeah. think it auto eats. That's probably why the gauge fills up when you kill an enemy. It uses the soul energy. Means I probably can't recover health from it, can I? There we go. I was trying to pick it up, he was just punching at it though. Same button. What's that then? Do I need to bring my Moogle chalice? Get some of that sweet myrrh. You know what? Those little sun plates probably shoot light at the crystal, and that'll make something happen. There's one of them right over here, actually. But what do? Constrict it, can I? Nah. I should probably focus on, opening the door, huh? What is this? A moon? That plate had a crescent moon on it, didn't it? Maybe it's related. I'm sure there's an easy way to put these down. Eh. Well, what the fuck? If I try interacting without this thing in my hand. I don't see why you wouldn't be able to open doors, but maybe you can do something with this. This place is connected to the Soul Reaver somehow, so maybe we can do something with this. Game hasn't even told us we can do this yet, we just know it. %, on constrict not being a thing. Should have been the first place I freaking checked. Well, it doesn't look like it did anything. Shit. Took a slap to their face for nothing. But, now we know. Oh! Let's try opening this door. Open! You know, I bet that it's open from the other side. Probably one of those holes on it. So then, did I maybe screw up by jumping down here? Should I have gone onto one of these, perhaps? I would pick that up, but I'm just gonna have to drop it in a second anyways. And it plays the Left 4 Dead witch music. Look at what your rates played. Imbue with dark. Fuck. Yeah, not active yet, game. Why don't you try telling me that when it's relevant? I guess those braziers are just various imbuing stations then. Yeah, I thought those were balconies. It seems that they're just murals. So, I guess we're lost again. What the hell? There's no climbable surface. And what's up with these on the wall? There are various moon faces. So, do you think if I imbued the blade with the power of dark, I would set the moon using this? Technically, I can't even do that yet, but I'm just thinking. The whole scheme is asinine. I need that. What can I? That I need both. Blur has no buttons to rebind. I wouldn't want anything else to be on right stick in. But it's just so freaking hard to aim with. I just let go of it when I'm pushing buttons. Involuntarily. You know what? I think I might be better off just getting rid of the dodge button if that's how it's gonna be. Right, so now I can aim using this. I just can't lock on dodge anymore. Which is probably fine. I'm sure I can get away with doing this. Or, I guess I don't use this right. No, never mind. I need it to jump, and I don't want to. Just as bad. Start button isn't equipped to anything. I don't know if y'all can see the Steam alerts. My brother forgot his wallet, I guess. Or he might have left it at his friend's house, so he wants me to check his room to make sure it's there. Alright, sorry about that, everyone. Actually didn't find his wallet, if you care. So, and he probably left it at his friend's house or something. I think he actually needs his card to clock into work, so I'm not sure what's going on with that. Right. So I still don't know what the fuck deal with that is. I don't really know what's going on here either. It showed off the crystal. It's obviously something important. Can I shoot it down? I tried hitting the crystal itself, but not the chains. Maybe health. Gonna say maybe if I be a ghost boy, something will happen. That's where the staff was mounted. I don't suppose these staffs are related. They have a similar stone in them. Maybe I should throw them at the crystal. That boy munching on them souls. I can't actually grab his staff while I'm in this realm. Hey, Spunky. How you been? So instead of going and grab that staff, we're gonna test out our theory with this one right here. Well, that didn't work. It has been snowing a lot. That's been my whole week. That the shovel not slip on ice. I'm kind of stuck in my house for the most part. My driveway is pretty dangerous when it's frozen. I don't have a car that can deal with that. So I have no idea what to do with that. Oh yeah, you just have to worry about crazy people robbing banks in their underwear. It has to be something to do with this moon, yeah. Oh, of course, it's coming of age thing. Everybody's got to do it once in Florida. Oh. Gonna sound stupid, but do I have to master sword a staff into that hole? I guess maybe that thing could work. Okay, so here's the thing, man. I've actually lost a bet before and had to run out in the snow for a bit, completely naked. In my underwear, anyways. Essentially naked. And to roll around in the snow. It just freaking burns. It's not fun. So this really isn't active yet, but maybe it is. I just can't see it. Oh, honestly, once the underwear starts to get wet from the snow, it becomes the coldest part. Not something you want on your genitalia. I have to do something with that, right? Pretty much as soon as I got in this temple, it gave me a little cutscene looking at that, but how would I get up there? Seems like it's just warped, but there's no... I guess there's a space behind it, but I don't see any way to get to that either. Suppose I can do it from here. It's kind of been enough, maybe. Yep. Can't get much distance off that. Barely. I haven't actually tried just doing it from point blank, have I? No. Can I... Can't be what I have to do. Guess we're gonna give the crystal room one more sweep, and then I might have to turn to a walkthrough because I am lost. I'll grab the other one of these. I'm sure they're completely unrelated. Oh! I don't even know what to say. I didn't realize there was even light coming in. Technically the ground is illuminated, but it wasn't shining when it was looking at the moon. Well, now you've tried both, what's the verdict? I need to T-pose through this. Trying to think of a better control scheme because I really want my lock-on back. I haven't actually tried the D-pad buttons. I'm not sure if those are bindable. They're probably not. Control options. So, if I try a D-pad button, and it does not do anything. It has to be something that can be held during combat relatively easily. So left bumper, I guess. But then crouch would be back, which is... I guess that's alright. And the ring menu, I'd put down start. So... Block is still back? What did I just do to crouch? Auto face was... Crouch. Like... Alright, let's see what the hell I just did. block is still irrelevant, but we can now lock on, I guess. Awesome. So if I had most of my abilities from the first game, does that mean I'd be able to use this to make a fire bully? Well, if I had to make a second choice, I'd probably go with the Tidy Whities as well. The less constrained my leg hair is, the better. Not worth the pain. Sure did. Those are like there's like Batman underwear. Looks so heroic. Why don't I use my blade? Whoa, that's not a nice sound. It's like a freaking saw blade just grinding out your health. Up here. Oh, I use it to get to this. And then it would warp when I go to the other world. That's true. Kind of weird that the shield just floats up when you kill him. I love the idea of my parents calling me by my screen name. It's so funny because they don't They wouldn't even understand technology like that, you know? It's Bryce. Shoot projectiles at puzzle targets. Don't suppose it means hold action to grab. What the hell? Okay. Why would I use that? Monolith in front of a... But I want it to be in front of that full moon? Do I need to reposition these all? No, only that one is movable. Probably goes right there, actually. Huh. Didn't notice that sooner. Ta-da! Huh. Wasn't that neat? Oh, we're back up here. And I got a tablet, which I now see is on a pedestal, similar to other thing. All coming together. I can't climb a wall with this, can I? I think I'll have to throw it. Oh no! I can't put it down. Maybe the door will magically open for me. It does have sparkles around it. Well, generally speaking, worth isn't too much of an issue. It's just when I'm streaming, really. Is normally I have a lap cat. but I don't want him getting in my way. He's very hard to predict. So I keep him outside of my room while I'm doing this for the most part. And you've seen him before, actually. He'll usually sit on my desk for a bit and watch me play, and then he'll go take a nap in my lap. And then he'll be there for the next hour. Well, the first day that I tried to play this, I was using the emulator, so the controls were a lot better. Now, the PC version doesn't have great controller support. It plays a lot more like the first game in that sense. It's kind of awkward. It's almost like I don't even have my dual analog sticks, because they don't do anything. Aside from that, I think it's very pretty. I love looking at this game. I like that I don't need a weapon to kill my enemies. Not that it was totally annoying, it was just frustrating sometimes. Those block puzzles were pretty interesting, I'll give them that. I also like that they brought the monologues back. There wasn't very much talking in the first game. Where's that blue ring at? There it is. Oh, I also like having a light and heavy attack just to vary up what my button presses are. Aside from that animation being jank, executions are pretty epic. Friggin' tore her torso off. I think it's a she. Hard to tell. It's kind of just a rotting corpse. Does have a nice ring to it. Takes time to change though. know, maybe as I get older and my freaking sack becomes soupier, maybe I'll value support a lot more. I feel like that's how it is with most people, actually. They usually progress into tighter underwear as they get older. Probably should have pulled these out before I even jumped off. Is there a design on either of these? That one. Not that one. So this is the one I would use then. And if I shine this light on it, something should happen, right? Oof. Sitting on him's the worst. Wasn't that special? That door's a robot sphinx. The hell? What's going on up there? Let's put that away. There you go, just push it around till it works. You know what? I think I'll pick up a pack when I go uniform shopping. Should be soonish. Or maybe not. Kind of afraid of applying for a job and then not being able to get out of my house because of a snowstorm. That wouldn't look good. Maybe I should just wait till spring.
As I neared the altar, I suddenly felt the Reaver quickening of its own volition. Just as in William's chapel, the balance of power tangibly shifted. Voracious and willful, the Soul Reaver was now in control, and I, merely its helpless puppet. The Reaver plunged itself into that mysterious altar, and devouring the energy that emanated from within, drained this place of its power. Thus sated, the Reaver released me, and I realized as I recovered control that these ancient shrines were forges, each purpose-built to enhance the Reaver with elemental power.
That upgrade my health? Interesting. I haven't ran in any collectibles yet. I guess it might be tied to your progression things. Oh, we got a dark lightsaber now. A metal.
Now I understood the purpose of the mysterious basins I had seen throughout my journey. They were elemental fonts, each attuned to a fundamental essence. When I forged the blade, every font in Nosgoth with the same elemental attunement was simultaneously quickened. The Reaver's enhancements were never permanent, but these fonts enabled me to re-imbue the blade by bathing it in the elemental energy distilled therein.
See, that's the iffy thing. It is to avoid the laundry confusion, but with something like underwear, you'd want to get it as clean as possible, so you're probably best off using a white color just so you can bleach it, like kill literally anything on there. But I also might go crazy and get some with cool designs on it. Maybe some rainbows. I got rainbow socks. They can match.
Concentric circles, one eclipsing the other. I recognized this symbol from the door sealing that other ancient shrine, the one I had seen in the lake outside the Sarafan stronghold. Perhaps now, armed as I was with the elemental power of darkness, I could return and gain entry.
Ragged excuse for a savior?
Vorador.
I see my reputation precedes me.
It does.
All good, I hope? I've been watching you since you emerged from that accursed stronghold. Strange that your arrival coincides with the corruption of the Pillars. But I'm wondering, are you the catalyst of these events? Or the answer to them?
I don't know what you mean.
I will speak plainly then. I distrust your origins, stranger. Seeing you crawl from the putrid depths of Mobius's keep makes me question your purpose here. And what should I make of your appearance? Not human, clearly, and more demon than vampire. And the Pillars. It is no mere coincidence that your arrival in that clearing heralded the Pillars' decay. And so I ask you plainly, are you the instrument of the Pillars' destruction or their salvation?
Neither.
Very well. Let us look at the other side of the coin. I have followed your journey and watched as you blithely unlocked secrets that have been sealed and forbidden for thousands of years. The path you have been treading is open to only one being.
You see how the sides of his mouth just, like, pull inwards until it forms a circle, and they pull back out when he talks?
Enlighten me.
What's the point? This world is beyond redemption. Let the human cattle have it.
I would expect better than meek capitulation from you.
Centuries of persecution have taught me well. 500 years ago, our race was nearly exterminated by the fanatical crusades of the Seraphan. And now the same sick drama unfolds again. In merely a decade, Mobius's cutthroat citizen army has nearly accomplished what the Seraphan could not. Vampires meddling in the affairs of men. Look where it's brought us.
What am I to make of these secrets I've uncovered, then? The depictions of the winged race, the pillars, and the Reaver.
Fairy tales, boy. The delusions of an ancient culture clinging to hope long after the world had discarded them. Their bloodline trickled away, until only one of the ancients remained, sustained solely by obligation and his unfaltering faith in the old prophecies. But you see, even if you are who you appear to be, it no longer matters. You're simply too late. Janos Audron, the Reaver Guardian, the last of the ancients, and my maker, was murdered by the Seraphan nearly 5 centuries ago. He alone would have the answers you seek, but his secrets died with him. I don't know how you've come even this far without his guidance, or without the Reaver, stolen these 500 years ago by the Seraphan. I'm afraid, my friend, that you and all of us are out of luck.
I had no less reason to trust Vorador than anyone else I had met. In fact, the ancient vampire was the most forthright being I had encountered thus far. If Janos Audron was the key to all this, then I would find him, and Mobius's time-streaming device would provide me passage. But first, I had to find a way back into the stronghold, and I suspected I would find the means within the lake's mysterious shrine.
You're saying I need the Heart of Darkness. It sounds it. We're gonna go on a little time-traveling adventure. Won't that be fun? I really like Vorador's redesign. He looks a lot more like a bat now, which I think is perfect for a vampire. But that leaves the question, why does Kain look all gross and boogery like Vorador used to now, if that's what Vorador looks like now? Is it an age thing? I can't open that yet. I have to go back to the lake. I guess we're gonna pay our friend Mr. Eldritch Horror a visit. King's Crown, huh? Maybe that's it. Maybe Vorador isn't the vampire king at this time, so he doesn't have a crown. think there's anything to look at in here. Just tunnels. And swim out. Oh. There's land. Interesting. There's our boy. Those gross fish eyes. And his diarrhea octopus skin. I really didn't see this coming. Why does he have to be a gross pile of mush?
Ah, my wayward child returns.
Having unearthed more than you'd like, I suspect. What am I to make of these ruins that litter the land, and these images here in this chamber?
Merely the deceits of a failed civilization. You are being misled, Raziel. This ancient race hoped to manipulate the future with these scrawled misdirections. You must tread carefully. There are dark forces at work in this world, bent on subverting your true destiny.
I have no doubt of that. The question is, am I in their presence right now?
Your arrogance will spell your demise, Raziel. Deny my will, and the arc of your destiny will reach a sudden conclusion.
Your threats are unmoving. Even now, I'm beyond your reach.
My reach is longer than you realize. This is a very dangerous game you're playing, Raziel.
Now, you see, that's the thing. What if he does have a body, and these tentacles are more like limbs on a tree? What if these pillars of Nosgoth are actually like big-ass spears that are keeping him down? And you notice how the tentacles are all wrapped around him. He must be draining energy from him or something. I don't know, they could be related to him. That's just wild speculation. I wouldn't put it past the Blue Angel Men to throw a big-ass spear in him. was able to talk to you from anywhere in the world in the first game. So maybe he's not even an actual elder god at this point. Maybe he's still growing. Another weird thing about this port, you can't pick a save file. It just kind of makes a new save every time that you save. And I haven't hit the limit yet, so I don't know if it overwrites them eventually, but that could potentially cause bloat. Sure, it's not a big deal. They're all very small files, so I can manually delete them, but still. Save files are something that most people don't get rid of when they install a game. When they uninstall a game. One of those things that just sits there until you wonder where all your space is gone. When I loaded the game at the beginning, I saw there were 2 saves made. So I don't think it's, it didn't really give me any options for slots in this version. Pretty sure Square Enix is responsible for the ports too, so I kind of expected more from them. Yeah, axe. There was this really neat looking stonework over here. I'd like to see if there's anything to it.
Prepare to die. Die, fiend! Well, might be a coin toss. See, my logic here is he's confident to hang out in his underwear with his roommate. He either has a decent amount of coverage, so that would be boxer briefs, or he's wearing the same kind as you. There's a kind of innate kinship. So...
Let's go with briefs.
To arms! Face my blade, vampire!
Ah, dang. I guessed wrong, but he was wearing the same kind as you. Well, I guess that's how you know you've picked yourself a good roommate. Got the same taste in underwear. Kinda weird these guys have guns. This is 30 years before Blood Omen. You'd think that you'd see guns in Blood Omen, right? Maybe the vampires got rid of all their factories or whatever. It'd be a shame if they had silver bullets at their disposal. Been a while since I've had friends that I was that tight with. My last group like that kind of drifted apart once we all graduated from high school, you know? Huh. Floodgate closed. Need to find another way around. See a doodad up here. Oh, there we go. I don't know, man. Snowstorms suck ass, but the inevitable yearly hurricane doesn't sound great either. I'm sure y'all all have plans to get that stuff taken care of, but it seems so otherworldly to me. guess every place has its own shitty weather thing, doesn't it? Can't think of anywhere that's good to live, necessarily. Even in the Midwest, you gotta deal with freaking tornadoes, which will just come out of nowhere and ruin your whole life. The desert is freaking sandstorms all the time. Those can't be fun. I hate sand. What do you do with all your valuables?
No room for doubt. These winged creatures were indeed the architects of the pillars. And while the images were difficult to decipher, the pillars appeared to banish or diminish their enemies somehow.
Dark Reaver, press action to activate. Oof. That doesn't sound very nice. And I've been poor my whole life, so anything nice I have to hold on to it. So pretty much everything in my room would have to come with me. I'll get cut. Hold on, I might be able to T-pose through this gate. Yeah, it probably just encourages you to not buy too much useless junk. You know, you get your nice underwear, and that's enough to make you happy. I guess it's also nice to just have that stuff all cleared out for you. Because when we have stuff we don't need, it just goes in the garage until we don't have room in the garage. And then we don't know what to do. See, I need to poke this door. Ah, my eyes. This is another elemental forge, isn't it? Strange. That one didn't open. Got the purple coming out of it, or my sword isn't enchanted. I need to find a brazier. Not sure if I'll be able to fit through that one. This door. No, it's dark too. So I'm gonna have to try. Hey. He's lower than my sword. Haha, can't hit me, you loser. Oh. Cool. Wait, it's gonna shoot me, isn't it? If I take a spear, I might be able to blind it. Eat him. I don't think that worked. Ow. I had the right idea. I just need to be the Dark Reaver. Guess it only zaps me when I get close, so free to stand in that room for the most part. Take this gold spear. Why would you make a weapon out of such a soft metal? I don't know. momentum. Blocking. Yeah, that sounds great. I've never been much one for roughhousing myself, because I've had an older brother. He kind of just beats me every time. Used to be just because he's bigger. Now it's because he doesn't have asthma. The hell is that? Huh. Can't rotate this. I think I need to pick up a plate and put it on there. So maybe... I don't think there's light over here, but I have to try. Oh, it's following the thing. Trash. Damn it, picked up the sword again. I think they have trouble blocking the Soul Reaver. I'm trying to use it instead. This is a sun plate. Cerebral plasty. Huh. Right, I can't throw these. I have to find a way to get over there. Just put it on this, actually. interesting. I actually happen to have some motor disability as well. I drowned when I was just a couple months old. So, a bit of my brain took damage. So, it's nothing serious. I just have to work through it. Like, I have to practice at doing things that other people would consider a basic task. So, you know, 20 years old, I'm capable of doing most things just fine. But whenever I try something new, it might take a bit. So, there's this... It's kind of weird. The house that we lived in was allegedly haunted. My mom claims to have had a lot of weird stuff happen to her. And we definitely have pictures with anomalies all over them. But, you know, if you're not someone who believes in the supernatural, then you can't blame the ghosts, can you? So, the more likely story, my little brother opened up my crib and just left it. And then the door leading outside was also left open. But, you know, there's no proof that it's his fault either. I'm honestly more willing to believe the ghost story because that's funner. My older brother accidentally killed me. Yeah, pool. I think at the time my dad worked for a pool cleaning service in Vegas. So, I don't know if pools are common for houses there or if you just got like a sick deal on one for working for the company. So there's dark stuff coming out of this door, but it's also a wire frame. I should just be able to slip through it. This guy wants to leave me alone. I didn't think that jump would actually work. There isn't anything up here. I'm looking for the ring. I think I might just have to jump over there. Maybe that was the whole point of climbing that. Going on here? Well, it's good to see that he has a nice sense of humor about it. A lot of people take that kind of stuff way too seriously. I think it's, even if a joke has, like, mean-spirited intentions, it's still intended to be a joke, so you should just laugh, right? I gotta get worked up if it's made at the expense of you being gay or whatever. I don't think it was that. If it was a joke, it wasn't ever intended to hurt anyone's feelings. I just realized this is the thing I was looking for. I walked by it. Hell? Oh. this plate. Oh, I guess I have to go here. Oh. Put me on the other side of the gap. Yeah, it's gotta be a pretty sweet deal. Can't imagine it's easy to find other gay people just out in public. Okay, I know where this is. Guess we already did most of that puzzle. Now that's open. Right? Not entirely sure what the purpose of that was. Maybe my Reaver gets disenchanted when I enter the spirit world. That could explain a lot. Don't want to find out. Feel that, I suppose. I've never been in one myself, so I only have, like, my brother's not stable relationships to go off of. Oh, definitely seemed like a lot of work, though. Pretty much every time he has a girlfriend, they practically live with them. And, like, I don't know, I don't want to be rude, but this is my house, too, and, like, we share a room, so it's sometimes an issue. Take that out. Oof. So, yeah, it disenchanted. I have to make it through that gauntlet without dying, I guess. I don't expect any of these guys to respawn, though. Yeah, that right there is where I think most people go wrong when they're looking for a companion. It's the friendship that's the real important part. Like, you need to be able to spend time around each other and enjoy it more than just the physical stuff. I know I said I haven't been in a relationship before, but I have been friend zoned once, and, you know, I was pretty okay with it, because she's a great friend. And, you know, I'm just happy to be able to spend time around her at all. Since all the enemies respawn, I have to be quick about this. Huh. You'd think whoever built this place would have planned for their statue to not break their freaking expensive sun reflector.
I plunged the Reaver into the forge and imbued the blade with the elemental power of light. Thus armed, I now had the means to re-enter the stronghold and finally use Mobius's time-streaming device to accomplish my own ends.
Sure about that, Raziel? I'm still not entirely sure how to get back into the stronghold. I jumped off a ledge. Honestly, that's pretty cool of your girlfriend to do. You know, like, it's cool if she just acknowledges that there's some things he simply can't do with a woman. If you ever wanted to try him, I mean, what are you supposed to do about it? And I don't know, if you see something that looks cool, I'd go for it. I'm not really too judgy about sexuality. You think something looks fun, or you think someone looks nice, you go for it. That's what those crystals are for. Now I have somewhat an idea of how to get back into the stronghold. What a world. So, we came from up there on that big ledge. I obviously can't jump back onto, so maybe there was something over here. Yeah, anal does sound like a lot of work. I've known a couple of gay guys, they say you have to, like, you gotta clean yourself out beforehand, obviously, and then afterwards, like, your butt's all stretched out, so you gotta, like, wear tampons to keep your shit from falling out. And that's just, like, no thanks. Well, I think it's gotta be worth the money. Like, I'm sure any anal scene itself gets, like, a big bonus. But I know, like, what does he make, like, 4 times as much for doing gay stuff? Or anything involving a fetish? You know what? There was that time streaming device in the swamp. That might be where I can go with this. And if not, there's a save point just over here, so we'll be able to reload if that's not it. Except I need to find an opening in this dam. These all closed? I suppose I could reopen it. Well, I mean, Banal's out of the question. I mean, there's not other stuff you can do. And you can try, like, making balloon animals out of your dicks. Sounds kind of fun, honestly. Hold on, there's a light basin up there. I might be able to do something with it. Sword fighting. That's gotta be something that's maybe worth your time. I remember for my last year of high school in health class, we had a project to come up with like wacky contraceptive devices. And the one that I came up with was just like a war helmet for your penis. So it would essentially block your ejaculation from coming out and then protect anything from going in. But like I made it a point on my poster for it that like it's good for sword fighting too. Nah, you just gotta share the love with your underpants too. I can feel the dry humping, I guess. Kind of do that in the morning when I wake up. It's to my bed. You know, you're supposed to like will your toes to try and get your body awake. You can't wake up right away. I pretty much just resort to dry humping my bed. I think once, not worth it. First thing in the morning, you really gotta pee. You ever try to ejaculate while you pee? That shit hurts. So, you really gotta pace yourself. You know, I think I'm gonna hold off on saving in case I went the wrong way.
Do not fail me.
so this light basin's active now. It should let me open up this door. Is there a gem above it? Oof. Well, this is an issue. Thinking I definitely might have gone the wrong way. But we're gonna go back to that area. I don't know why I would have gotten an ability to do it, but part where I was supposed to climb and he mentioned that you couldn't yet. Alright, big tree. Stick. Probably more where it's supposed to go. We're gonna try going back to menu and loading back from where we were. Now, how the hell am I supposed to get back into the stronghold? Oh! I didn't even freaking see that. Incredible. Interesting. Sounds like a pretty tough maneuver to pull off. Your muscles kind of all spasm at the moment of impact. Can I not go this way? That's an issue. What happened to you?
Show yourself, Kain.
Here, Raziel. Everything is decided here. You cannot comprehend the magnitude, the rapture and the tragedy of this moment. And yet you must, if Nosgoth is to be dragged from the wreckage of its damnation.
I understand only this, Kain. That you and Mobius have impelled me to this moment simply means I can trust neither of you. I don't know who's pulling the strings, but it no longer matters, because I'm cutting them. I set my own course from here.
If it were only that simple.
Your fatalism is tiresome, Kain.
And profoundly ingrained, Raziel. You must understand, our presence here doesn't alter history. You and I meet here because we are compelled to. We have always met here. History is irredeemable. Drop a stone into a rushing river. The current simply courses around it and flows on as if the obstruction were never there. You and I are pebbles, Raziel, and have even less hope of disrupting the time stream. The continuum of history is simply too strong, too resilient. Except, then how do we explain William here? The beloved boy king turned tyrant. In my youth, I witnessed William's rise to power and his transformation into the nemesis who laid waste to Nosgoth.
Keep your distance, Kain.
Years later, I stumble upon a chance to journey back in history, unaware that the entire affair has been carefully orchestrated by Mobius. In my wisdom, I seize this opportunity to murder the young king before he can ravage Nosgoth, and thereby provide the catalyst Mobius needs to ignite a genocidal war against our race.
I warn you, no further.
This one reckless act unravels the skein of history. The nemesis never becomes the nemesis. William dies a martyred saint. I, the vampire assassin, become the author of my own species' extinction, and Mobius profits from it all. I destroyed a tyrant only to create one far worse. But how can it be so? How? If history is immutable? The answer is here in this room, Raziel. Mobius propelled William and me together, but ensured first that we were both armed with the Soul Reaver. The Reaver is the key. Two incarnations of the blade meet in time and space. A paradox is created, a temporal distortion powerful enough to derail history.
Is this your sorcery?
Not mine, Raziel. Yours. You have nothing to fear from me, Raziel. You hold all of the cards.
Then perhaps I should test your sincerity. If what you say is true, you should be terrified. I could kill you here and now.
And so you do, Raziel.
What's happening?
We're hurtling towards our destinies, Raziel. What you feel is the pull of history rushing to meet us. This is where history and destiny collide. If you truly believe in free will, Raziel, now is the time to prove it. Kill me now, and we both become pawns of history, dragged down the path of an artificial destiny. I was ordained to assume the role of Balance Guardian in Nosgoth, while you were destined to be its savior. But the map of my fate was redrawn by Mobius, and so in turn was yours.
This is madness!
Fight it, Raziel. This moment does not have to be an ending. It can become a prelude.
I can't.
You can, Raziel. Look inside and see that it is so. You have the power to reshape our inevitable futures. Poor William.
What is this?
History abhors a paradox, Raziel. Even now, the time stream strains to divert itself, finding its old course blocked by your refusal to destroy me. The future is reshuffling itself to accommodate your monumental decision. This is where we restore ourselves, Raziel, and reclaim our intended destinies. It may yet be possible for me to assume my role as Balance Guardian and return the pillars to their rightful inheritors.
To the vampires. And this is the destiny you have urged me to discover. I don't know what game you and Mobius are playing, Kain, but I refuse to be your pawn. Unlike you, I still revere whatever shred of humanity I've managed to preserve. You will not use me as the instrument of your messianic delusions.
Very well, Raziel. I'll not ask you to trust me. Your truths are for you to discover alone.
Humble words for one who presumes to teach me a lesson at every turn.
And continue your journey and learn your own lessons, Raziel. Remember, Mobius led you here, but you walk away unfettered. A champion of free will and conqueror of false histories. There is much more for you to unearth, if you have the heart for the truth and the will to see it.
I thought that was just the cutscenes. Yes, this room pulsates naturally. Probably from the Reaver. Rest in pieces, Sir William. Kain just left behind a valuable sword that I broke. Good on him. So, Raziel can defy fate. Isn't that just dandy? That was a neat scene how he was just, like, being forced into doing what he wanted. Even though he didn't want to kill Kain, necessarily. I don't think I've ever seen fate presented in that way. Like, it just happens naturally, normally. Like, some coincidence makes a thing happen. Usually present in, like, time travel stories. Here's a theory. Maybe that wasn't fate at all. Maybe the Elder God was mind controlling me to do that. Alright, let's throw out what I said before about him being able to talk to us anywhere from just spreading more. Maybe he is just able to mind control anybody. And since he wants Kain dead, he was trying to make it happen. He is a vampire. I don't know what he did to deserve his original death, but vampire now. He just happened to pull into town the day a freaking army of assassins was raiding. That was actually a weird choice on their part at the beginning of a Blood Omen, because the innkeeper tells you that they're not opening because there's monsters out at night, but then when you step outside, it's just bandits. You could have had demons attack you or something. Oh yeah. Yeah, that makes sense if it was a hit. I don't think I came from the store. I'm trying to go back to the starting room. There we go. What the? Is that dog wearing a helmet? Oh, pretty cool. Sure, he hates it though. Gotta be like a big heavy cone of shame for him. Maybe the discomfort gets him riled up, so he's even more deadly. still have a light boy? I do. Ah, I want my sword back. Damn it. Oh, well, there's no enemies in here anyways. Perfect.
Ah, yes. I like that look on your face, Mobius. You really don't know what to do now, do you, old man? Here you are, caught without your damn staff. And I suspect things aren't progressing quite as you'd hoped. You're not used to the fly turning to confront you in your web, are you?
Kain's devious influence has poisoned your mind, Raziel. Now you see betrayal everywhere, even in your closest allies.
We were never allies, Mobius. Conspirators, perhaps. Briefly.
Why did you not kill Kain when you had the chance? He was at your mercy.
Precisely. I had a choice, and I chose mercy. And now I know your sordid little secret. The significance of that displacement I felt when the two Reavers came together. Strangely enough, I was enlightened by the devious Kain, not by you. In fact, I've learned much more than you counted on. I understand now how you've tried to manipulate all of history for your own personal gain. But now all your little schemes are whirling in ruin around you, aren't they? All because I chose to exert my will for once, rather than obey the demands of sorcerers and spirits and demons, all singing the same tiresome refrain, "Kill Kain." I'm setting my own path from here, Mobius. I intend to discover the truth behind all of this.
But you condemn us all with this impetuous act.
Hardly impetuous. It took all the will I could muster. Has my refusal to kill Kain reshuffled your carefully stacked deck of cards?
You really think that you're exercising your free will, Raziel? You're simply Kain's servant.
I do not serve Kain. I merely did not kill him.
Raziel, do not forget your purpose here. You are destined to be the savior of Nosgoth.
Oh, I'm sick of hearing that particular phrase. As for saving Nosgoth, so far I see precious little reason to bother. And I'll choose my own purpose from here on out, Time Streamer. Right now, I choose to manipulate you for a change. Go. In there.
What are you doing?
Come now, Mobius. You're a cunning serpent. You'll piece it together, I imagine. This error is of no further use to me. You will operate this device to provide me passage. I want to see the world in a simpler time, before the Sarafan began their crusade.
And what about Kain? You're leaving your core behind.
You kill him if it's so damned important.
You need only touch the two poles of the switch, and the device will transport you. But I urge you to reconsider.
You've lost your powers of persuasion, old man. Rot here and forget me.
Definitely not gonna send me to the wrong time. Yeah, I'd rather just push the buttons at random and trust the guy. Well, weather doesn't sound very good. I'm guessing that he sent me to the future to try and tell me, hey, you gotta kill Kain or this'll happen.
Even as I emerged from that infernal time-streaming chamber, I suspected treachery. The stronghold was vacant, derelict, and abandoned.
What the fuck is that? Little Cloverfield monsters. Nah, I'll probably be ending this whenever I get to a save point. I'm running a little long today. You have fun though. I think his body was supposed to be disintegrating, but it didn't happen. Ooh, that was a robot. Give. Please, quick. Ah. Oh, these guys follow me into the spirit world. That's cool. That can't be the right way to go. Oh. unless I already had full health. Stop with your gun, my guy. Well, if there's anybody who can help me, and maybe give me knowledge of how to use a time stream device, it would be Octoman. My guess is that we're gonna try and head in his general direction. There's no combat wall-ups, so I'm just gonna try and avoid these demons. They were supposed to be busy fighting the Seraphim, but they fell a bit quicker than I thought. Oh, never mind. Door's shut. Get to kill and explore. Which way did I think there's only the two doors in this room. No, there's that one. No. Okay. Oh, went the right way. I'm sure the light Reaver would do bonus damage to these demons, but I don't have a lot of health to work with. It might be worth a try, actually. Pull it out. Oh. I guess the free sword makes this the better place to kill demons. Nice that they can follow you in. Remember one of my complaints being that none of the enemies in the spirit world really mattered. Well, these ones do.
If I had any doubts about the era I now occupied, this grotesque tableau certainly eliminated them. For here was Mobius, long since murdered by Kain, lionized and beatified as the martyred leader of his bloodthirsty crusade.
Requiescat in peace.
And if I required further evidence, I needed only to behold the gruesome trophy Mobius held aloft.
Ezio the door.
The head of Vorador. The final triumphant kill of Mobius's cutthroat mob. His execution marked the annihilation of the vampires. Far from channeling me into Nosgoth's past, Mobius had propelled me over a century to its ghastly future. The intent behind this little detour was unmistakable. Having failed to make me his obedient assassin, Mobius intended to keep me ignorant of my true destiny, which clearly lay in Nosgoth's past. While his deception only reinforced my purpose, Mobius had effectively stranded me here. This left me no course but to explore the era I now occupied and see what changes the century had wrought following Kain's ill-fated decision. Perhaps time had cleared a path for me into the mountains, where I might unearth more clues behind the mystery of Janos Audron.
Hold on, I'm sure any enchantment will be better than the plain one, so if I go and view it... Ah, damn. Yeah, never mind. Ideally, the save point's gonna be in the same place, which means just through there actually could be the dive into the lake, which if I had to guess, I'd say that it's drained now. Damn. That's not where we want to go. I guess we should leave through the boathouse then, which is just at the end of the hall. Yeah, this is where it came from. I should have known. Bet you can't open doors, sucker. So I guess one of my complaints about both these games so far is that combat can be completely ignored like that. But this game has the concept of combat walls down already.
What charade is this now, Mobius?
No charade, Razia. Only the entreaties of this martyred spirit.
Your pleas mean nothing to me after all your deceit. You have propelled me into Nosgoth's future, Mobius, and left me stranded here.
I am truly sorry, Raziel, but it was necessary. Consider it the last valiant act of a doomed man. You have strayed from your purpose, and now behold the result. Gaze upon the wasteland you and Kain authored together.
I fail to see how I'm responsible.
You spared Kain, and by doing so, you have released a multitude of horrors upon this world. I can accept that Kain has murdered me, Razia. As the Time Guardian, I foresaw that incident long before it occurred, and I take some small comfort in the fact that Kain remains the sole survivor of his vile breed. But you have single-handedly made my sacrifice meaningless.
Your argument is disingenuous, Time Streamer. I cannot see how killing or sparing Kain's future self would alter these events. This wasteland was created by Kain's original refusal at the Pillars. Amidst all these twists and turns, that event has never changed. You are cunning, Mobius. I think you've gotten tangled in the
As Kain clings to his precious seat of power, the pillars sink into a mire of decay, dragging all of Nosgoth down with them.
I don't think this has anything to do with the Pillars, or Kain's failure to sacrifice himself. I think you're simply afraid, because you don't know what he's up to. He's a wild card, isn't he? And you don't want his influence in your game. Which is why you wanted me to eliminate him. Well, now that he survived, you have no idea what's coming, do you? Maybe, for the first time in your entire life, you're terrified that he may have truly found a third option out of the dilemma you orchestrated for him.
Kain's lies have addled your mind. Leave this place and trouble my spirit no more.
If you even are a spirit, you've forgotten. I have a way to tell for sure. If you're willing to risk it. I didn't think so. Either way, you lose.
So we are in fact back in the future, but I guess this is the future that we're originally from. Oops. Canius is trying to play the innocent old man still. Not working out for him. See, there's a combat wall. So why aren't these used more often? I'm not saying they should be there every time, like maybe not on a repeat of a fight. But if you want your combat to matter, these are kind of important, right? Just be fighting. The one disadvantage of being dead is you have a lot less health by the looks of it. And I really don't want to die. Got him. I'm probably better off just swinging haphazardly up front than letting them breathe the death breath on me. Oh, I'm turning back from that. Water's all got a purple hue to it. I don't suppose it's poisonous. I'm not even sure if that would matter to us. Old God isn't gonna help us. Kain should at least. Should be on his throne. at the pillars. Default blade. Thought if I just got a couple hits in with it and then finished them off with my hands, I'd still get the health. Too bad your fists are significantly weaker. Alright, well, we had a long one today, but our good friend, Spunky, decided to join us for most of it. That was nice. Thank anyone else for joining me. And, we'll continue this whenever we can. I don't really keep up with the weather, but it has been an issue recently. So, I'll see y'all whenever.